Hey, what's up everybody? How you guys doing today? Hopefully everyone's having an awesome day. So we're going to be doing the normal Q&A and answering or opening some boxes. See what the drop rates look like this time. Hopefully they're a little bit better than the last time, but we'll see what happens. We got Alex, hello, Altered Beast, Dark, Mystic, JR. Nice to see you guys today. Thank you all for coming out. You guys are amazing. All right. We got Mark. How's it going? Mark from the Kaiser Clans here. We got Sharesh. Nice to see you guys. Those crazy circles keep popping back up. I don't think we're ever going to be able to get rid of those guys. Alright, so Pixonic sent over some tokens. Wait a second. It says I deleted somebody's message. What's going on there? I did not delete the message. I'm not really sure how that happened. It also says I timed somebody out. What the heck? I don't know what I did there. I must have hit some buttons or something on my phone. I apologize about that. It says 300-second timeout. Mirage, I did not do that on purpose, buddy. I'm sorry. I have no idea how the heck I did that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and open some of these tokens. Metal War, what's up? Damn Crew, how's it going? Yeah, you know, even if you complete the tasks and do all the stuff, the circles keep coming back. It's crazy. We got Crack the Sky. What's up, Crack? Alrighty. Alex. Not to be rude, my buddy, but we've been over this before. This is a War Robots channel, my friend. We do War Robots stuff on this channel, buddy. Not Fortnite or Roblox or any of that stuff. Mystic, we don't know anything about the drone rebalance other than things are changing. Whatever's on the test server, that's the most we know right now. But they don't really share any type of information with us beforehand on stuff like that. So all we can do is go to the test server and get a good idea of what the drones are going to be like after. But we have no idea what it's going to be like as far as how much the drones cost and stuff. But let's go ahead and start opening some of these crates. We'll go open some of the small ones to start off with. I think I have two accounts actually Pixonic sent coins to, so we can just open stuff on both. Niggas, no, I really don't know when they're going to put the Seraph in the workshop. I usually find stuff out like that about the same time as you guys do, so. But it seems like it takes a really long time for a robot to get into the workshop these days. So I really don't know when they're going to do that, honestly. Alright, so there was our first 10 on the small chest, guys. A lot of components, which is okay. I mean, if you open enough of these and get components, it's pretty good. What's up, Dark Cinnamon? Nice to see you guys. Blake Lee, hello, hello. Damn Crew, Andrew. How you guys doing today? Let's go ahead and open a couple more. Or just kind of slowly do one at a time here, as I'm answering everybody's questions. Yeah, Mirage, sorry for timing you out earlier, buddy. Somehow when I was opening the stream on my other account, I must have accidentally hit some buttons there. But yeah, so far, we're getting a lot of components, but that's kind of to be expected, I guess. It used to always be that the big crates would have really good drop rates and the small crates would have kind of lousy drop rates, but we'll find out. Alright, so here's what we got there. Let's go move to one of the other chests. We'll just kind of skip around a little bit here and there. Big Daddy, how's your day going, man? Cool Burn, what's up, bud? Yeah, the bending guns were nerfed. So Dark says, how sure are you that the shotgun, aka hammers, maces, and that kind of stuff? I don't understand. I don't know what you mean by that, buddy. The bending guns were nerfed, yes, but I'm not sure what you're asking about the hammers and the maces. Hammer, mace, cudgel is still really good. Right now, my entire hangar is nothing but those weapons, and they're awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and open some stuff here. This is the middle chest. JR says shotguns was nerfed. Which shotguns got nerfed? I don't remember the shotguns being nerfed. If they nerfed those, I missed it and I did not notice. Alright, so we got components. Let's go and open 10 more of these babies. Damn crew, Magnetar is a very good weapon right now. I'm really a big fan of the Magnetars, so if you can get some, they are worth it. Khepri is still awesome in general, and Magnetars are awesome weapons, so unless they decide to nerf them again, that's a very good setup. It's kind of weird trying to open crates and answer your questions. I don't know why, but it's just different. Eventually we'll run out of crates and then we'll just go back to like full question and Q&A. But we will open these crates on both accounts. Yeah, Bendy's got nerfed really bad, and I don't think they're very good anymore, honestly. I wouldn't play the Bendy weapons. Alright, but yeah, Mace, Hammer, Cudgel, that's definitely a set of weapons you still want to run. Mystic wants to know... Yeah, wait for the rebalance, my friend. We don't know exactly what the drones are going to look like after the rebalance. I mean, you can kind of get a good idea from the test server, but what they have on the test server is just for testing. They could decide to change them up. So I would honestly wait for the rebalance before you spent anything on drones, because you might buy something now and then realize, hey, they changed it into something I don't like, so I would hold off. I don't know what the drone prices are going to look like after the rebalance or anything, but honestly, we have no clue exactly what's going to happen to these things. We can kind of get a really good idea by the test server, but just because it's one way on the test server doesn't guarantee it's going to be the same way on the live server. It probably will be in this case, but there are no guarantees. Tammin, how's it going, buddy? Megatron, hello, Andrew. Yeah, I would actually have to go look up the nerf and balance list to know for sure on those shotguns, because I don't remember them being on there, but... Damn Crew says bendy weapons are super weak now. Wait, Dark says his bending bullets are more powerful. Well, that's interesting because most people can't stand them now and quit using them because they got nerfed pretty big. Mystic, you're welcome. Beard, what's going on? Nice to see ya. Ah, Tammin got the Kasumi Harpy. Super awesome, buddy. Kitsumi, I don't know how you say that, but that's a cool deal. Alright, let's go open some of these big chests. And we're just going to go ahead and open one at a time over here. We got some Northlight components. Not very exciting. Not very exciting. Thor components, I could use those. Oh boy, Northlight components again. Frozen Scorn components. Frozen Scorn. So far we got 2 of those boxes. Alright, we got some Thor components. Frozen Scorns. A lot of Mothership components, guys. I kind of wish the prizes in here were better because, I mean, Mothership components are nice, but if you've already got nice Motherships and they're already leveled up, that's not really something that should be in the expensive chest, in my opinion. I feel like these should be in like the small chest or something, not the expensive one. Portugal Devastators got nerfed and buffed. They got a 40% damage increase, but they got less ammo and a longer reload now. But they hit freaking hard, don't they? Wow, nothing but components so far. This is pretty bad, actually. Alright, more components. Venus, how are you today? Venus says, circles in the hangar screen sucks. I agree with you on that. Wow. Isn't there... Oh, wow, there's nothing but Mothership components in here. Alright, so I guess that explains it. I was expecting there to be some, like, robots and weapons and who knows what in here, but... That's a little disappointing, actually. Alright, so now we got one box, so... Man, that's crazy. So we're able to open 6 of these. I'm hoping to get the new Titan out of here. The special edition Titan, I should say. Where is he at? He must be in one of the crates. I don't see him in here, so he must be in one of the crates. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and open more of these. Remember, these are pretty much all just going to be Mothership components, so it's kind of crazy. Suresh, yes, a Mark II Cryptic Fenrir for $6 is great. You do want to make sure you get the Bernadette Wolf pilot to put on him, because without it, it's a little bit squishy. Bernadette Wolf, that's the pilot that makes the Fenrir really good. That turns him into a tank right there, so... I don't think I would run the Fenrir without that pilot, honestly. Yeah, personally, I would have rather seen some other things in here other than just Mothership components, honestly. Kron, how's it going? Arash, what's up, what's up? Ricky, hello. Nice to see everybody today. So far, we got 9 of those chests. So we're just going to go ahead and open all these. Like I said, I will be switching over to the Battle Wreck account when all these coins are gone, and we'll open the coins on the Battle Wreck account too. Seal, hello. Please don't spam, or one of the moderators will probably time you out. Alrighty. So now we've got 2 of these chests here. Let's go ahead and open these. We got 11 of these medium-sized chests, I guess you call it. Dark says, I think my Warbots game is rigged. Why do you say that? Alright, so a durability extender. Some components for the weapons that I cannot pronounce. Lex Luthor. Alright, we got the Oliver Song. I believe that's the new Hellburner pilot, which is actually pretty cool. So Hellburner with Trixie Hope, or that new pilot, is awesome. Alright, so we got a Kraken Mahavajra. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Damage controller. I don't know, Crumb, but I was playing my Mars yesterday with Mace, and I played it with Pulsars and a few other things, and I was really enjoying it. But it's still a really good robot, so no matter that it got nerfed, it's still very fun. Now, the Fainters, on the other hand, I used to always play it with Fainters, but I don't like the Fainters anymore. So if you guys aren't familiar with Venus, check out Venus on YouTube, everybody. She has a very cool YouTube channel. Alright, this is pretty uninteresting as far as the prizes, I think. I mean, some of the stuff that's coming out of these crates are decent. Alright, let's go ahead and open the 2 big crates, so let's see what pops out of here. What's a good pilot? Oh man, the pilot for the Typhon, that's a little bit hard to... I personally like the one that makes him move faster when you use the ability, but it depends on how you're trying to set him up, I guess. I think once the purple shields are gone, the pilot that gives you the 25% damage will be nice. Trixie Hope is good. I mean, it really depends on how you're setting the Typhon up. It's such a versatile robot, and there's a lot of really good setups for him, so... Man, it's hard to say which one is really the best. I think that's really going to come down to personal preference, but I would say Trixie Hope is a great pilot to put on there. I really like the Rose Lynn. Now, if you're going to set it up with that speed skill, then you don't really need the Rose Lynn. There is one skill that allows Typhon to move crazy fast, but he loses his ability. So if you're trying to set him up with that, you don't want to run the Rose Lynn pilot. So that's why I'm saying it's like personal preference on that one. Now the big black guy with the cat, he's probably my least favorite Typhon pilot. Because he gives you an ability that lasts for like 3 seconds one time or something. And honestly, I'm not really that excited about that. Alright, so here we got a whole bunch of components, but at least we're getting components for things that are nice. Those are all nice things. Let's go ahead and open 10 more. Venus, I don't think that's going to get nerfed anytime soon, but I'm just taking a guess. The Aether is a really awesome Titan, but I don't really see it being a problem. It is hard to kill, but that's kind of the idea. A lot of people seem to really dislike fighting those, but they don't really bother me too much. I guess it just depends on what Pixonic decides. I mean, if Pixonic thinks it's too overpowered, they might nerf it, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon, but I could be wrong. Let's move over to the small box and open a couple. Kaiser 420, what's going on? Alright, Venus got a couple new subscribers, that's awesome. Thanks, guys and gals. Alright, I'm really hoping the new Titan pops out of one of these. I want that special edition Aether. It looks so cool. My luck, though, it won't pop out of there. That's just how it goes for me. Alright, so a lot more components here. But I think normally they don't really nerf stuff until it really becomes a problem. Like if there's enough of them on the battlefield, they might nerf it eventually. Alright, so right there we got one decay, so we did get a full weapon. Alright, let's go ahead and open these. Then we'll move over to the Battle Wreck account and reopen all the boxes again. Alright, so that's what we got out of there. A lot of components. The amount of those radiation weapons I've been able to build has been crazy. I keep getting a bunch of those and selling them. Alright, let's open these middle crates. Venus, were they all 5 on the field at the same time? Now that would be a pain if they were. That would actually be horrible. Come on, Titan, pop out of here. I'm pretty sure he's in this middle crate. Give me the Titan. Yeah, he's in here, but I get... Oh, you have to open 210 to get him. Ah, so okay, never mind. You're not going to get that unless you open at least 210 of these crates. I'm not good with the math, so I don't know how much that's going to cost, but that's probably a lot of tokens. Alright, so never mind. I definitely won't be getting that. Alright, so we'll go back over to the Battle Wreck account here. Let me switch accounts. Alright, so nothing, basically I think I got like 1 or 2 weapons, a couple components, just pretty basic stuff. So for the amount of tokens we spend, I didn't really get anything that interesting in my opinion. I think the drop rates could be a little bit better. Alright, let me switch accounts. Maybe we'll have better luck on the account Pixonic owns. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. Continue as Danny Lightning WR. Alright. Hey, Jimmy, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? We got Mad Cat in the house. What's up, buddy? Alright, so now we're on the Battle Wreck. And alright, so we got a bunch of coins over here as well. Let's go ahead and open some of the big ones, I guess. Am I married? Raj, are you asking me? No, I'm not. I live this single life, and it's kind of nice. Ain't got no woman to yell at me and tell me what to do, so yeah. It's much less stressful being single. It's hard to find a good woman, I'll tell you. Neff won a Gothic Mars. Hey, cool. Yeah, I don't know if it was from near me or not, my friend, but congratulations on getting that. The Mars is still a very cool robot. But yep, only mothership components in these little 300 chests that we're opening right there. That's all that's in here, guys, is mothership components. Mad Cat says his wife is kind of mad at the moment. Neff, how you doing today, buddy? Venus says Danny isn't telling the truth. Sorry, Venus, but I have bad luck with the ladies. I get all the crazy ones. They act all nice and sweet for like a couple months or maybe like a year or something. Then all of a sudden they turn into Godzilla. And it's like, oh my God. How did this happen? You know what I mean? Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and open all of these all at once. Because we're not going to get anything but... Right? We're not going to get anything but mothership components. So let's just go ahead and blow through it and open all of those. Alright, so I got another 2,500 here. I don't know, I'm sure there's some nice ladies out there, but I haven't been able to find any yet. Alright, so let's start opening these things. So we got 18 of these medium crates, so let's see what pops out. Alright, we got a Mahavajra. Kron says Venus is not a Godzilla woman. Alright, Dark says, how can I win against Mark II and Mark III players if I have low-level robots? How low of a level? I would say once you get your weapons and robots up to level 10, Mark 1, you should at least stand a little bit of a chance if you have good equipment. So at that point, let's just say you have a level 10 Hinger set up really nice, and you're going up against guys with the higher end Mark II stuff. At that point, you have to outplay them with skill, which is not always easy. Venus says Godzilla runs for its life when it sees me. Venus, are you saying you're more mean and nasty than Godzilla? Oh my goodness. Jeez, Venus. Lex says if a woman is interested in me, then I tell them about the game and that's about it. That's funny. Like, hey, I play video games. They're like, nope, I'm out. Lex, you got to find yourself a nice gamer woman, right? There's a lot of girls out there that are gamers, so you got to find one of those. You know what? I wonder if there's a dating site for gamers. Gamer meetup. What? We gotta think of a good name for it. Maybe we'll start one of those. Gamer dating. We need another word at the end. Gator. I don't know. But yeah, that would be kind of a cool idea. I bet one of those exists, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. Venus says, not many good guys around anymore. So Venus doesn't meet the good ones either. Yep. it's hard to find good people, I guess. And not only good people, though, but you got to find ones that you actually like and that you have stuff in common with and that you enjoy being around, because there are some good people out there, but not all of them are going to be compatible with you either when it comes to dating. Alright, so let's go ahead and open the 3 chests here. Yoji. We got a pilot. Alright, we got the pilot for the Amugi. And we got a weapon, so we would have to open this one more time to get the robot. So yeah, the drop rates are a little bit, you know, this season. Alright, well, let's go ahead and open some of these other chests. Let's just go ahead and bust out all the middle ones. Nice, Neff got the Cryptic Finra. That's awesome. Darlian, how are you? Nice to see you today. Mad Cat says bad drop rates. They could definitely be a little bit better. Beard says women go for looks mostly. I don't think that's true, actually. I think women care more about other things than looks, honestly. Because I've seen some pretty fugly looking guys with some pretty good looking women. I actually know a couple girls that are very attractive, but the guys they date, not so much. Anita says they go for what's in your bank. Well, that's definitely one thing. Some women are like that, unfortunately, but not all of them. Suresh said it's getting worse and worse every event. A Fatal Carnage sounds pretty cool. Jonathan, how you doing today? Yeah, these drop rates are a little bit disappointing. I will say the most, or I will say that. But yeah, almost everything today has been components. We've hardly got any weapons or anything out of here. Yep. Lots of components. Dark says, can you rate his YouTube? So you want someone to look at your YouTube videos? I mean, I'm not really the best person, honestly. Like, I'm not great at YouTube. I'm not the great YouTuber. I mean, look at Manny's channel, right? YouTube promotes the crap out of his channel because he's doing something different than I am. So Manny's figured out a way to make YouTube promote the heck out of his channel. My channel is doing okay, but I'm not like the world's greatest YouTuber. I mean, take a look at Predator too. I mean, Predator, Adrian, those guys are doing something better than I'm doing, so I mean, honestly, if you want someone to rate your channel, you probably want to find a big YouTuber with huge amounts of subscribers and stuff, because those are the guys that really seem to know how to make it work, right? They figured out the YouTube algorithm. They figured out how to draw people's attention and keep it for the entire video. I'm just kind of okay at YouTube, I think. You know what I mean? There's actually a YouTube channel called Think Media, and there's one called vidIQ. I think I'm going to start watching a lot more of their videos and trying to learn more about getting better at YouTube, honestly. Kron says, Danny and Venus are the most personable on YouTube. I don't know. I think people want you to yell and scream and get crazy and bounce off the walls and hang from the ceiling and drink 12 or 15 Red Bulls before your video starts. I'm not really sure. But I think people like the gamers who get crazy and stuff like that. I'm not really sure, but hey. I just be myself. I make videos, I be myself, and I do my thing. But I do want to learn a little more about getting better at YouTube. So I think the Think Media and the vidIQ videos are something I'm going to start paying more attention to. Mad Cat says, why can't you do that? Do what? Yeah, I have coffee, but it doesn't really do that much to me. I'll drink like a pot of coffee and it's like nothing. Jimmy, thank you, my friend. Yeah, I try to keep it real. I don't put on an act. I just kind of play some games, give you guys some good builds and good tips and tricks and stuff like that. Just do my thing. That's how I do it. Jonathan saw a flying Jesse. Ruthless says, coffee puts me to sleep. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So I guess that's what, like that stuff, I think they call it Adderall. If somebody has ADHD, it calms them down. But a regular person, if they take it, they get really hyper, I think. So, hey, maybe if you have ADHD, coffee would be a good thing. Maybe that's better than taking those drugs. I don't know. Dark says, I feel like I'm boring at YouTube. You know, I kind of think everybody does that. Everybody feels that way, but one thing, if you notice on my videos, I've been trying to add jump cuts and screen changes often, where you don't want to, when you're on the camera or whatever, even if you're not on the camera, you don't want to stay on like a same screen too long. You want things to move around. You want to like zoom it in, then go zoomed back out, stuff like that constantly. You always want the screen to stay moving and stuff. That's one of the things I've been learning about getting people to watch your videos or keep their attention longer. And you don't want to have a bunch of pieces of silence. Like if you're talking, like let's just say like I lose track of my thoughts and then it takes me like 4 or 5 seconds to regain before I start talking again. Right when at the end of one sentence, I'll cut it off and I'll get rid of that dead spot. That right way it goes right from one clip to the other without 2 or 3 or 5 seconds of silence, because you know that can get a little bit monotonous or annoying to your users when there's like long or even short periods of silence. So you don't want to have too many pauses or pieces of silence on there. Now, I do think once I started using like the jump cuts and cutting out the excess junk, I think my views did start going up once I started doing that stuff on the editing. So Dark, YouTube channels that don't talk usually get a lot less views. So when you're making a YouTube channel, generally they want to learn something, they want to be entertained, they want you to teach them something. If you're just doing gameplay and playing music in the background, your channel is more likely to fall through the cracks. But channels who don't talk generally don't seem to do very well. Now, occasionally you might find one that does. And I'm not sure how those guys pull it off. There are a few channels that just do gameplay and don't speak that are really big, but generally that's very hard to do if you're not saying anything. So if you can get a microphone and start talking, that would probably be a lot better. Mark says he's a visual effect artist. If you ever need something, let me know. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I'm a super creative person, so. I wish I were a little bit better at editing and stuff, but editing's a pain in the butt. It takes forever. It's not super easy, honestly. You know, a lot of YouTubers actually say for every 1 minute on their video, they spend about an hour per minute. So if it's a 15-minute video, they spend 15 hours editing. I don't know if they're over-exaggerating that or not, but Joseph says, have you ran into a Dark Knight clan? Not that I can recall. It's possible. I mean, most clans only have like 3 letters in their tag or 4 letters, so I don't always look at what they are, you know what I mean? I'm not really sure. I don't really pay too much attention to who I fight against on the battlefield. Venus says, sometimes I get good sleep after coffee. DMG says, this event is pure BS. So I'm taking you're not too happy with the drop rates. I'll tell you what, the drop rates on these events used to be a lot better. You know, if I could afford it, which I can't, I would get an editing person to edit my videos for me. Heck, just for someone to create thumbnails, usually they want somewhere between like $10 and $50 per thumbnail. And I'm like, heck, man, sometimes I upload a video and it only makes $3. And you want to charge me like $30 for a thumbnail? I don't know about that. I had a guy recently contact me, say, I do thumbnails really cheap. Are you interested? And I was like, well, what's your idea of cheap? And he's like, oh, $15. I'm like, that's not cheap. So you're going to charge me $15 to make a thumbnail that's probably going to take you 5 or 10 minutes to make, and then my video might make $3 or it might make $30. I don't know, but yeah. Now, if it was like $1, that would be cheap. But yeah, unless your YouTube channel is making like huge money, it's pretty hard to hire anybody to help you. But we figured out something like 3 million views is about $10,000. That's just kind of a rough estimate. 661, what's up? Ruthless said he'll make high quality thumbnails for free. I mean, if somebody was like a super duper amazing thumbnail maker, because a good thumbnail will make people click on your video. And I've seen some thumbnails that are terrible, and I've seen some that are completely amazing. Like, I'll tell you what, if you look at AD Gaming's latest thumbnails, they're freaking awesome. I think Lee Fighter makes really cool thumbnails as well. Mine are okay, but I know a lot of people say good thumbnails get more people to click on your videos. So if somebody was like a true like master at thumbnail making, maybe if your channel was making enough money, it would be worth it. But these guys that want 15, 20, 30 bucks that are trying to charge smaller YouTubers for, you know, their services, they're not going to get much business because I don't think they realize that smaller YouTubers don't make that much money. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this channel here has been making maybe like somewhere between $250 and $350 a month since I've started it. It varies every month, you know what I mean? And I make a video almost every day. I live stream for 2 hours a day. So yeah, unless you're Mr. Beast, you're not making loads of money. But I would definitely hire an editor if I could afford it. Alright, we got that pilot there. But yeah, I guess we're out of tokens. So at this point, the stream is going back to the normal Q&A thing. So, all right, guys, I'm going to start focusing on your questions now that we've spent all our coins. Venus says, one day you will be Mr. Danny. Nice. Neff says, Danny actual focuses on the public. Yeah, you know, I spend at least... I would say I don't get as many comments as I used to. I'm not sure why the comments has went down, but I still spend 2 to 3 hours a day going through comments. I used to spend about 5 or 6 hours a day going through comments, which was crazy. But I always try to answer people's comments if I see them. I mean, at least if they have a question, you know. If it's just, I love your channel, or, hey, Danny, hope your day is good, you know, I'll just usually hit the thumbs up or something, but... if somebody has a question or something that really needs replying to, I always try to reply to them. Alright, so anyways, there was the box openings. Not super exciting. Ruthless says the big YouTubers act a little ridiculous sometimes. They want you bouncing off the walls. The kids like it. Yeah, you know, the kids do love it. I do think a lot of YouTubers try to focus on getting kids to watch them. I don't really like loud YouTubers either. I don't want to see anything bad about certain YouTubers, but if I open a YouTube video and the guy's intro is him yelling and screaming and waving his arms up in the air and getting all crazy, I instantly shut those videos off because I don't like loud people. I don't like somebody shouting in my ear the entire video. I like guys who explain things. They're nice, they're calm, they're laid back. I mean, I guess I try to make my channel the way I like things, but honestly, you're supposed to try to figure out what your viewers want and make videos for your viewers, but I'm just not that wild, crazy, energetic person that goes nuts. That's just not me. I actually don't like that at all, so I don't think I'll ever turn into that person. I mean, sometimes on my live streams I get a little more animated, but overall I'm pretty laid back. Neff said the dude gave me blue raspberries. Say what now? He says, like Logan, I work at a receiving and dock. I'm not sure what you're saying there, bud. Like, one channel I've never really understood was PewDiePie. Now, maybe I just haven't seen the right PewDiePie videos, but I've watched 3 or 4 of his, and I just kind of stared at the screen like, what is this? Like, why would I want to watch this? And like, he would pop these weird things up on the screen that didn't make any sense, and I guess you were supposed to know what they were. I really didn't understand the PewDiePie channel very much. Now, some channels, like when it comes to the big YouTubers, I've always liked Markiplier. I think Markiplier is pretty cool. He's pretty laid back. He doesn't get super crazy, but he's nice to listen to, you know? I don't watch a whole lot of big YouTubers, honestly. I don't really follow a lot of big YouTubers. So Neff works at a dock loading and unloading products. Do you like it, bud? So Daniel Rogers says, Danny, do you make more money when ads pop up and people watch the whole ad? My understanding is if an ad pops up, if somebody watches the first 20 seconds or 30 seconds of the ad, we get paid for it. If they skip it before 20 seconds, I think we don't get paid. Now, if the ad is less than 20 seconds, you have to watch the whole thing. But so two of the biggest things that will help a YouTube channel out is when somebody watches most or the entire video, that makes YouTube think people are interested in that video. So if people come on and watch a minute or two and leave, that actually hurts your channel. So like Manny, YouTube promotes the crap out of Manny. So I'm guessing Manny keeps people's attention. So they must be watching most or the entire video. And I think that's why they're promoting him so much. Same with Predator. I think they get better video retention than I do. Like I make a 15-minute video and I get the average person stays for like 3 to 6 minutes during the video. But according to big YouTubers, you need to figure out how to make people at least watch like 70% of the video before they leave. And that's when YouTube really starts to promote your channel. So between people watching part of the ad and people watching a lot of your video, those are two things that will really help your favorite YouTubers out. DMG says old content of Pootie was good. Venus says, my viewers run away in a minute. Yeah, I wish I knew what to do to keep people's attention longer, but I've asked quite a few people. You know, I know quite a few YouTubers that have some big subs. Not just War Robots guys either, but none of them really have any good solid advice to give on that. Daniel says, Predator talks too much food. Yep. Him and his spaghetti-o, flapjack, pepper, and biscuits over there. I do notice every once in a while I hear him say, crap sandwiches. I assume he probably got that from me. I'm not sure, but I always laugh when he says crap sandwiches. Like, hey, you're stealing my lines. Alfonso says, what do you think about the new Hellburner pilot? Well, I like it. I think it's pretty cool, honestly. It makes the Hellburner a lot better. So I think Trixie Hope is a good choice, and that new pilot is a good choice. They're both really cool. Roby, what's up, buddy? Hey, Roby, I actually made a video on my little audio channel that you might be interested in. I think I posted it yesterday. I don't know if you saw it or not, but the other day, last time we talked, you mentioned something about microphones that work with cell phones. So a company actually sent me a microphone that works on your PC or your cell phone, and it sounds pretty darn good. You might want to check out that video. Like, I kind of tested it out on the cell phone and on the PC so you can hear the sound quality of it. But if you're looking for a real microphone that fits on your phone, buddy, you might want to check out that video. Venus said, I was expecting an increase in the Hellburner's damage. Yeah, you know, that would actually be kind of nice, but Hellburner's a pretty scary robot. And that new pilot helps him stay alive a little longer. I mean, you take 50% less damage when you're in the ability, so that's kind of a big deal. Now, when the ability ends, though, you're going to go right back to being really squishy. Venus said they should make it a 100-meter radius. I don't know. That would be as fast as the Hellburner is. You wouldn't be able to get away from that little turd. What's up, Smileys? He says, I see Ares a lot more now. Have you played in Ares lately, Smileys? Has anybody played Ares? I want to know. Manilo says, I am subscribed from this guy channel. Don't want to say his name, but he didn't only wants to play with members. Neff says the Mahavajra. Any tips? Tips for what? Getting it, or if you have Maha and Mahavajra, I mean, if you're playing them, get as close to you can as the enemy, and they will blast their butt into little pieces quick. Neff says, I play Nemesis Mark II level 8. Nemesis is a fun robot, but I wish he had more firepower. Roby says, I've been more focused on the forced communism coming to America. He says, I know you probably think I'm crazy. I don't think you're crazy. I know you're crazy. I've known you long enough. You probably think I'm crazy too, right? I think we're all a little bit crazy in our own way if you really think about it. Manilo says, I like your channel because we can play together. Yeah, I always like to try to do time drops and stuff because I know a lot of the people in the audience can get in on some of the games and stuff. So I used to play games with channel members, but it got to the point where people started inviting me so much it would ruin the live streams because every couple of seconds they were sending invites to try and play with me, and it got so out of hand it was unreal. So unfortunately I had to stop doing it completely like that because people were getting nuts. And you would ask them to stop inviting you, be like, hey man, don't invite me please. And they would not, I mean, they would just invite you. The same person would send 50 invites in a 5-minute period. It got crazy. But I mean, some people can't seem to control themselves, unfortunately. You know, you gotta have what they call like manners and etiquette, I guess. You know what I mean? Some of these people, I think they were born in a barn. No offense if you were born in a barn. I mean, I guess that happens sometimes, but you guys know what I mean. What's up, Dark Knight? How you doing? Alright, Smiley says, I love running my shell. It's underrated. You know, I never really liked the shell, but the last time I played my shell, I actually had fun with it. It definitely seems like it's changed a little bit since the last time I played them. It's still not one of my favorite robots, and one of the problems with shell is if somebody's running like the nuclear amplifiers, when they shoot certain weapons at the shell, it's hitting the shell and all of the shields at the same time, and that will instantly charge somebody's nuclear amplifier up to 60 stacks and give them all the extra damage. So that's one of the reasons I don't really like playing the shell as much. Because when that happens, that gives your enemies a big advantage. I'm trying to read through the comments again. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is a shell for a MM1 player? What is MM1, my friend? I am not good with abbreviations. Alright, so Orochi, you know, I haven't really been doing well with Orochi anytime I play it lately, so you really got to time the abilities properly. And you might want to think about running a healing or a phase shift on it, or some people run a jump module on it so they can jump and get the heck out of there if they get in trouble, but I'm just not really much of an Orochi player these days, so I can't really give you good tips from it because I suck with it. I suck with it lately, so I wish I had some better advice for you on that, but unfortunately I don't. Quan says, I love flame weapons for the wait, I read that wrong. He says flame weapons love shells for that exact reason. Yep. Nuclear amplifier chargers for sure. Ruby has fat finger syndrome. Alright, so I got a question here. Is there a way to transfer your Google Play account to iOS? Not really. The only chance you have of doing this is contacting in-game support and saying, look, I just got an iPhone, I've been playing on Android, is there any possible way you can switch my account over? My understanding is they no longer do this. They used to, but I've heard they quit. But, you know, you can always ask. You can always contact in-game support and ask them if they can do it. And it can't hurt to ask, right? They might be able to do it, but my understanding is no, you can't switch it over. So, Neff, I don't think I would sell your Orochi. Don't sell anything. Look at what just happened. A bunch of old weapons that used to be crap are now playable again because they got buffed. Now, don't quote me on this, but my understanding was this was only phase 1 of the buffs. If I understood correctly, they're going to be buffing. They're going to be buffing a bunch of robots as well. So a lot of the older robots that suck just might be getting some love coming up pretty soon. So I don't think you would sell it. I think you should keep a hold of it because you don't know when they're going to buff something. There's been a lot of things in the past that I've sold and they've buffed it, and I've really regretted selling it. So don't get rid of your stuff, guys. Especially when you look at the little teeny bit of silver they actually pay out when you sell something is next to nothing now. So I say keep it. I say keep it. It's not worth selling that stuff. But that's my opinion, at least. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I say hang on to it. Venus says, guys, consider joining the channel. It's a coffee cup. Danny deserves your support. Venus, thank you. Yeah, Venus is a channel member, which I really appreciate. That's very nice of you. I appreciate all you guys. Actually, channel members, you know, the extra support is a big help, so thank you. Dark says, do you think the Scorpion will be nerfed? I kind of don't think they're going to nerf the Scorpion anytime soon. You don't see that many Scorpions out there. They're not overrunning the battlefield. So I'm not really sure why they would nerf the Scorpion. I think the Scorpion's probably safe. Kenny Jones wants to know how many people do you think are on the servers playing on average? You know, there's several servers. There's like an Asian server, a North American server, a European server. I'm not really sure how you would find that information out. So, Kenny, I really don't know how to answer that one, my friend. All I could do was take a random guess, which would probably be extremely inaccurate. So, since I really don't know what I'm talking about on that subject, I'm just going to say I really don't know. Mark wants to know, what did I like better, the Khepri or the Nether? Well, I'm a big fan of tanks, so for me, I like the Khepri better than the Nether. The Nether is a lot harder to play, in my opinion. They're both very good robots, but they're both very different, so I don't really know which one's going to fit your playing style better, but for me, I'm a Khepri fan. The Nether is cool, but, you know, I've stopped playing my Nether just because I really enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun, but it's not really the best fit for my playing style. I like robots that get up in your face and, you know, fight 2 inches away from you, and Nether's really not that type of robot. It's more of a learn to time your ability correctly robot, which really isn't my strong point. Alright, Lex wants to know, when is the Yamato map coming back? I really haven't heard too much. I mean, it sounds like we might, and I quote, might see it on the next update. My understanding is they were very close to having it ready, and I'm not really sure why they've had so many problems with that map, but that map's been giving them a bunch of issues. I don't know what can cause glitches and bugs on maps, but I know they've had a lot of problems getting it working properly. So hopefully we're going to see it soon. Well, hopefully for those who want to see it. Me, I hate that map. It's too big. But those who want it, hopefully you guys will have it soon. Ruby said there's definitely not as many people playing as there used to be. So I will say this about the game, like I think the lower leagues are full of new players. There's always loads of new players coming into the game. Champion League definitely doesn't seem to have as many players as it used to. But eventually I think those new players will move up. Neff, you out of here, buddy. Have a great day. Catch you later. Mr. Saint says Blighter the Spear. Alright, so if you can get the autopilot, the Spear is probably better than the Blights. But without the autopilot, I think the Blights are a much better weapon. Like, after they nerfed the Spear, it kind of sucks if you're not running auto. So auto is a big deal for making the Spear good. But I'm playing my Spears without the auto, and it kind of sucks. I'm just like, wow, it's not really, it's almost not worth using without that pilot, in my opinion. Dark Knight, man, I don't know what you just said there. 3D topography and 2D satellite images. Say what? Say what? Beard, actually, you know, we got a lot of maps in this game. I counted the number of maps we had, and it's like 12 or 15 or something. I mean, there's actually quite a few. Manilo says 48 watching and only 39 likes. Yeah, if you don't mind, hit that like button. We would definitely appreciate that a lot. But I don't know. I mean, I think there's plenty of maps. It doesn't really bother me about the amount of maps we have, but there's a few maps that I don't like playing on. Like, I kind of hate the carrier map. I don't like the Dreadnought map. I don't like Yamato, so I'm glad we don't have that one back. What else? I think there's one other map that I don't like, so I would love to see a couple cool maps come out. Now, the other day on the skirmish, there was like a new version of Canyon with all this like purple lava all over the place. Now, that was cool. That was super cool. I wish they would add that. There's also another small map they have for skirmishes only. I wish they would add that as well. That would be super cool. I would like to see some more small, like really small maps to where there's not a lot of places to hide. That would just force people to get out there and beat each other up. No cover. Like, I want to see like a little teeny kill house map where there's like two beacons and they're right next to each other. Red team spawns on one, blue team spawns on the other, and as soon as you drop in, you're like into the fight. You know what I mean? That would be fun. Dark says, I hate the carrier map due to the lack of cover. I think there's too much cover on carrier. That's my opinion, though. Mr. Saint says, adding new maps would be really good. Dark Knight says, my 6 tanks are kept free, Fenrir, Falcon, Invader, Blitz, and Luchador. So you call Luchador a tank? I don't really consider him to be a tank. Blitz is awesome, but I think he's more of just a brawler than a tank. I'll tell you what, Falcon is a lot of fun after the buffs. I'm really enjoying the Falcon. Alder Beast says we really don't need more maps. The variations are good. Oh, I missed the Night Shenzhen. I don't know why they took that map away. That map was awesome. I really want the Night Shenzhen to come back. That was a great map. Kron says the autopilot is very easy to get these days. Oh, well, your kids are out sledding. Did you guys get a lot of snow, Roby? I haven't been sledding in years. I remember when I was a kid, we have this place called the Water Tower. And it's probably a hill that's about I want to say a 90-degree angle, but 90 degrees is straight up and down, isn't it? That can't be right. But it's an extremely steep hill. I would say it's about 4 to 5 stories tall. And we would build jumps at the bottom of it. Now, I'll tell you what, I don't know how many sleds we've broke going over those jumps, but the Water Tower was amazing. And it was super long, so one end, the steepest part, people always built the jump at the bottom of the steepest part. Then if you didn't want to hit the jump, you could go over a little further. And the hill was like a little less steep the further you went over. It was a huge hill, really long too. It was probably about 200 yards long. That was a cool place. Roby says, sleet, freezing rain, and snow mix. Oh, man. Mr. Saint says, good builds for... Are you saying Erebus? Erebus is a hard robot to play these days. I find people get inside of a shield and kill him really quickly. But the new laser weapons, or prismas, if you're trying to play them from a distance, the new laser weapons or prismas are really good. Punchers are very good. What's the heavy version of the Blight called? The heavy radiation weapon. That's a great setup on there. I would probably run I'm thinking either a Nebula or a Beak Drone. I don't know if the healing would be better than the damage on him. But it's a very hard robot to keep alive, I found. Yeah, Decay, thank you. Decay is awesome on top of there. Now, if you wanted to play them up close, like if somebody runs inside of your shield, if you had 3 of those old school shotguns on there, like the Glories, ooh, that would tear somebody up at a close distance. But the main problem I have with that guy is no matter what I do, somebody gets inside of the shield and kills it. Like a little phantom runs across the map and gets in there, or, you know, a Loki comes right up to you, or like a Revenant teleports inside of your shield and bam, you are dead. So I've never had much luck with Erebus. And people, once the Harpy and Sirens started running the shield breakers, that's when I stopped playing my Erebus, because those things just destroyed it. So one thing you might want to consider is a phase shift or a jump module. That way you can kind of try and jump out of range if somebody's shooting you or somebody running inside of your shield, but I don't know. It's a very hard robot to play, I found. I've never been great with that robot. Dark says, when does Hawk start getting OP? Alright, so here's the hard part about the Hawk. So you have to level the Hawk up. but the tier of the weapons and the level of the weapons all determine how hard his laser beam hits. So if you really want the Hawk to shine as much as possible, you're going to have to max them out. You're going to have to max the weapons and be running tier 4 weapons to really get the Hawk to hit hard. So that's a pretty hard answer to question. That's a pretty hard question to answer because everything you put on the Hawk, there's a lot of variables there. Now, on the light weapons, you can get away with running a lower tier weapon. But the heavies, you want to make sure you're running a tier 4 weapon for sure. So, yeah, the Hawk needs very high levels of upgrades on everything before it really starts to do well. So, that's kind of an expensive robot to make good, I would say. But Hawk's awesome. I mean, if you can get all the stuff set up properly, the Hawk's a very good Titan destroyer. Roby says the dog is having some traction issues. Is he not used to being in the snow? Yeah, the events gave out a lot of components, I'll tell you that. The events used to give out a lot more full prizes. Now they give out a lot of components. Manilow is in the Bronx. They got the snow in the Bronx. Oh, he says no snow. Never mind, no snow in the Bronx. Manilow, at least the Decay is a really good weapon. When they do the drone rework and there's not a bunch of shields everywhere, I'll tell you what, Decay is really going to be a destroyer. If you can learn to time your Decay around the shields popping up, like basically you shoot off the first 2 shots at somebody, then you stop. Because usually you do 2 shots, it pops up the shield, and then you wait for the shield to go away, then you shoot the 3rd shot and it does huge damage. So Decays are actually amazing if you learn to time them properly, and they'll be much easier to use when the drone rework comes, I think. Kron says, get some paw change, Roby. Alright, so Mr. Saint says, my Nether has 2 Blights and 2 Magnetars. That would be a very nice setup, actually. That would be a great high bird setup. You can lock him down and beat the crap out of him. So yeah, I think that's a great setup. I haven't tried that, but you know what? That makes me actually want to try that because I have a feeling that would just be awesome. 2 amazing weapons that both work very well together if you learn to time them around the shields. Yeah, they both have 600 meter range. I mean, you can't complain about that. That setup would be brutal. That would work good on anything that you wanted to play at long range that had 4 lights. Hawk's been buffed. I mean, Hawk's been nerfed several times, but recently I don't think he's gotten any type of change. So Dark Knight says, I'm only using the old guns. The Punisher and the Panadas. Now, Punishers are nice weapons if you can get past the reload time, but the Panadas, those are pretty weak. I would probably change out to something else if you could. Mr. Saint, yeah, if I remember, I'm going to have to try that because that sounds like a really fun build. I've played that on the Kefri and I've really liked it, but I've never played it on the Nether yet. Alright, Roby. Have fun, buddy. He's got to go record his kids sled riding. They must be doing some crazy stuff. Death Cider Gaming, how are you doing today? Manilow, thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that, my friend. That's awesome. Thank you for the donation. The extra support always helps. That's very nice of you. Thank you so much for the donation. You are awesome.
Manolo the One donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Just because you don't mind, play with your subscriber on Time Drop.
Do I need to turn the air horn down? Is that a little bit loud, guys? EOS 04, how's it going? He says, nice to watch after a long college day. Venus says, yes, it was loud. I'm going to have to figure out how to turn that down. I've got headphones in and I'm listening to the stream in the background. I always do that just to make sure it doesn't, make sure the stream's not messing up. It seemed like it was a little bit loud to me, but not too bad. I think it was a little bit louder than my voice, so I just don't want it to blow anybody's ears out, you know? Manilo's at work right now. Man, I hope you're having a good day at work, my friend. I'm starting to get a headache. Did one of you guys put a voodoo curse on me or something? Because I don't normally get headaches. Like, it's very rare that maybe I need some more caffeine or something. I don't know. Here, let me move the microphone a little closer. Maybe I'll get louder. Like, if, one thing I've learned, though, is if you've got the microphone turned up too loud, it distorts. Like, if you get a little louder, it distorts and sounds crappy. Even if you're running a limiter and compressor, it still does it normally. So I've turned the volume of my microphone down a little bit in general to keep that from happening. Now when I record at a very low volume and then I boost everything up in the editing. But in live streams, you can't do that. So you try to get yourself as loud as possible without making your microphone distort when you yell or get loud. But then your video gets a little quieter. That's the problem with that. Alright, so EOS says, is it worth replacing my Mark III Siren with a Mark II Seraph? Personally, I would rather play the Siren. Now, they're very different robots with very different playing styles, so I'm honestly not sure which one is going to work better for you, but I like the Siren better. Seraph's more of a fighter, I would say. Siren's more of a long-range damage dealer, so if you need a robot more for getting beacons and getting up in somebody's face and fighting, plus being a very hard-to-kill robot when it's in the air, that's where the Seraph comes into play. But if you just want something to hang in the back and do huge amounts of damage from a distance, that's when you want to run the Siren. So if what I just said about the Seraph sounds better to you than what I said about the Siren, then maybe it's time to switch. But if what I said about the Siren sounds better, then you're probably good with your Siren. Because they're both excellent robots overall. It just depends on what you're trying to do with it and whether or not it fits your playing style. Dark Knight says, why does Luchador have more hit points than other Titans? Well, they tried to make him into a tank. So he was supposed to be a tanky Titan. A brawling tank. Why they decide to make decisions like that, I really don't know. That's you would kind of have to ask the guy who built it, I guess, or designed it, as to why they decided to give it more hit points. I really don't know. But, I mean, it's designed to be right up in your face and take on groups of people, basically. So, I think that's kind of one of the reasons it has more hit points. That's just my guess. Son Paul, how are you doing today? Kron says, I like you guys. Danny's channel is like hanging out with buds. Yeah, it's always fun, man. I enjoy hanging out with you guys on the live streams. One of the reasons I started the question and answer was that way I can just get on here and chat with you guys and don't have to worry about playing the game and focusing on that. So on these streams, I just get to hang out with you dudes, you know what I mean? You dudes and dudettes. Can't forget the dudettes. We definitely have some of those. Guys and gals. All right, so Mr. Saint says, my Mender has Hazard Sheriff Magnetars. That would work. Mender is a cool little robot. I'm not super good with it, but it's a cool robot. Ah, so Manilou's a handyman. I always thought that would be kind of a cool job to have. Like, what's kind of neat is somebody who's a handyman for an apartment complex. Normally they either get to live there for free or at a huge discount. Now, I've seen where some of them don't really get paid too much. They get to live there for free and they get paid a little bit of money. Or some of them get paid normal and then get a big discount. So, I don't know. I think that would be a cool job to have, honestly. If you were a fixer guy. Son Paul's wasn't cutting cousin. Oh, man. I'm trying to say all the words backwards. Hold on a second. Son Paul's cousin's wedding is tomorrow. Got yourself some formals. Cool, cool. I hope you have a good time. Sounds like fun. Dark Knight, I haven't heard anything about that. Have you heard something about it? He's asking if there's going to be a legendary paint job for the Bahu Luchador. Mr. Saint, yes, I think pulsars are very good weapons. I would give them, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give the Pulsar somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9. They're not quite top-notch, but they're pretty darn close. They're like one step below. I mean, the lockdown's awesome, the damage is nice, the reload times aren't too bad, they got a lot of range. You can even brawl with the Pulsars if you need to. They're not designed to be brawling weapons, but they work as brawling weapons, so they're all around very nice. The Iraqi says, is it possible to hide comments by taking a distance from the screen? I'm not really sure what you mean by that, but I really don't know. But yeah, did you hear? Oh, you're saying there's going to be a pilot for the Luchador. Where did you hear that, bud? Is there a photo of it anywhere? I would like to see it. But yeah, I haven't heard about that yet. Luchador's a very fun Titan. Have you guys tried the new Titan weapons or saw my video about them the other day? Holy crap, they're crazy. Even with a legendary paint job that gives him more hit points, I don't think he would stand up against those new weapons. At least not at close range. Holy crap, they're strong. Those are scary weapons right there. Mr. Saint said, I ran a Leo with Decay, Blight, and 2 Sheriff Magnetars. You know, I think my favorite Leo setup ever, and I'm not really sure why, but it was a Puncher and Shredders. So I'm not sure if I would still like that as much now that the Punchers got nerfed slightly, but that was a killer setting. Kron's asking Venus to be his date. Hey. You leave Venus alone. Alright, so Australian says, Danny Raphael Petit is on my Typhon with... you don't know if it's working. I don't think I have any of those pilots leveled up. But I can definitely report to Pixonic that may not be working, to have them test it out. The small bot that dashes one stealth. Sunpaw, that's probably going to be the Orochi. The Orochi goes into stealth every time it has a dash. There's the Ravana, which he turns into a phase shift like thing every time as he goes into a little dash. It's probably one of those two. But it's probably the Orochi, because that one actually goes into stealth. Actually, I'm going to go over to the... I'm going to go report this to Pixonic right now, that you think the special edition flamethrowers aren't working with Raphael. Let me see. Where is the room here to report this stuff? I'm looking for it really quick, and for some crazy reason I can't seem to find it because I must be blind. There we go. I'm getting reports that the Raphael Petit pilot is not working with some of the special edition flamethrowers. Maybe you guys can check on that. Thank you. All right. You got to hear me typing to text, so we'll have them check it out. But yeah, I don't have one of those pilots set up, actually. I've never actually tried that pilot. Dark Knight says, I hate YouTube. Why? What's wrong with YouTube? I hate Facebook. I like YouTube, but I hate Facebook. Saint Gamer says, should I run the Typhon or the Harpy? Ah, those are both amazing. Typhon can be a longer range robot, or he can be a brawler. Harpy is basically designed just to be long range, so they're both extremely good. If I had to pick between the two, I think I would probably pick the Harpy myself, just because for some reason I really like the Harpy. But I really like the Typhon as well. 4 mediums is brutal damage. I mean, they're both very, very good robots. I think the Harpy is a better damage dealer from a distance. Typhon's a better, mid-range fighter, I would say. So, do you want more of a fighter or more of a hide in the back and go up in the air and deal damage type of thing? Manolo says, how can you see a Cossack on a free-for-all? Alright, Cossack, if you have a maxed out Cossack and you go into a free-for-all, it's probably going to die before you can even get close to another robot. Venus, I've been wondering the same thing myself. In the inventory, right, the Behemoth looks like a little teeny thing. I don't know why it looks so small. I've been wondering that myself. It kind of drives me crazy because Behemoth's supposed to be big and huge, but it looks like 25% the size of the other robots in the hangar. Ah, Pulsar's on Fafnir. Kron, that's a very good setup. That's actually one of my favorite Fafnir setups, to tell you the truth. Fafnir's fun to play. It's not an easy robot to play, but it's actually really good if you can get the hang of it. So Dark Knight says they're doing really good with the graphics and the balancing. Yeah, you know, the game's actually so much better since they buffed a bunch of that old stuff, and it's really nice to see a big variety of things on the battlefield now. Like before, it was people were only running like the meta, at least in Champion League. Everybody was running the same crap. Now there's like a big variety of stuff, which is so much nicer. But yeah, what was I going to say there? I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something, but I do not remember what it was. Cryo Typhon. I don't really like the cryos. So this is the problem I have with the cryos. I mean, they do a little bit of damage, but you almost got to be at point blank to guarantee they hit the person you're fighting because they move kind of slow. I think you miss a lot if you're not close, and they've got a really long reload time. Now, if you play that correctly and you're able to take cover and hide while it's reloading, it's actually going to be a very good setup, but for me, it's too hard to play. I just want to play and have fun. I don't want to work really hard to make something do well. But personally, it's not really one of my favorites. Like I was playing the big cryos, glaciers. I was playing glaciers the other day, and as hard as they hit, they're very hard to use. I don't really like using them, honestly. Now the two back weapons on my Falcon, if I can get right next to a person, pull the other two weapons out, those cryos will, or those glaciers will melt them in about half of a second. But if I'm 200 meters away and I try to shoot somebody and they start walking, it seems like all the rockets miss. So I don't know, I just can't get into the cryo type of weapons on most robots. Falcon or Ravena? Personally, I would go with the Falcon. The Falcon's a lot more fun to play, I think. Alright, Roby's back. You busted your bum? Uh-oh. Personally, I don't think I would use the cryo, so I would say no. Cryos on something like, not cryos, but the Ryams on something like a Nether might be fun. Something that's really fast and can get in and out really quickly. It might be okay, but I don't know. It's just not really, I just don't think they're that good. And most people I know that have tried them since they got buffed aren't really loving them either. There's a few people I talk to that do like them, but most people don't, so if the majority of people aren't really into it, it's probably not that great. You know what I mean? The boy sledded into the fence. Oh no. Venus says, Falcon was my first ever Mark III bot. I'm not really sure what my first Mark III bot was, honestly. I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of my first ones, though, because for a long time, Falcon was my favorite robot, or at least one of them. Dark Knight's using cryos. Are you enjoying the cryos? Kron is building a Flame Typhon. I know Venus said she likes the flames on Typhon. The flame weapons are also very hard to use, but I also like them better. You know what? Some people like to play the fire and ice where they run like 2 cryos and 2 flames on the Typhon. So yeah, Behemoth with glaciers, if you can land the shots, that will just melt something. But then you got to be able to get back to cover and wait for 18 seconds or whatever till it reloads, which is hard to do. So I think that's going to be a very hard build to play, but good if you get the hang of it. So Sonics are very good at the moment, but they got a 40% damage buff, so they're doing way more damage, but they also have less ammo and a longer reload now. So they're a little bit harder to use, but they're still a very good weapon. Like personally, I think I would rather play the Sonics over the Freeze Rockets, but that's just me. I need to try Raijin. Raijin got buffed. I haven't got to play him yet, so. The other day I was playing the Jaeger, which is a robot I've always hated, and I still hate the Jaeger, so you know. It sucks, but it's fun. It's fun to play, but I hate it. Does that make any sense? Venus says paralysis drone with lockdown chips to lock and burn. Oh yeah, that's a good way to do it. But I think right now my favorite Typhon build is either the pulsars or the radiation weapons. Oh yeah, well, Jaeger is probably way worse than the Raijin. I used to love the Raijin. He was one of my favorite bots for a long time back in the day. I've been playing I think when Lancelot came out is when I started playing this game. So I've been playing this game forever. Very fun game, guys. But yeah, I really need to try the Raijin again. I think I'm saying his name wrong. I think it's Rajan or Rujin or I don't know. They got some very complicated names to pronounce. The new weapons, I don't know how to say those. Like Yogis and Yajavajawajas and Mubomogibogashiwedus and like stuff like that. I can't figure out what they say. I don't know if they're Chinese or Japanese, but those are words I do not understand. Zeus Raijin was a lot of fun. Raijin? Roby says it's the Raijin. Thank you, buddy. Alright, so Darlian wants to use a Hellburner with Glory and Halo. I actually played that the other day and I really liked it. You gotta get really close though for the Glories and the Halos to do the full amount of damage. But they're actually very good. But yeah, sometimes on streams I do, if somebody asks me to play a build and I know the build's going to be okay, sometimes I will switch over. But if it's a build that I know that sucks or that I just know that I suck with, I usually won't play it. But if it's a good build, I'll often switch over. Now I don't like to change robots and weapons out too much because it can be a lot of extra downtime on the stream. So I don't mind changing out a robot or whatever every once in a while, but I don't want to like change after change after change because that really slows down the stream. And sometimes if you have too much downtime, people will start leaving because they're there to see the gameplay. They don't want to see you like screwing around in your hangar, I've noticed. So Spear or Sheriff Magnetars? I think for your average person, if you don't want to run the autopilot, go with the Magnetars, because the Spears are only good if you have that autopilot. Ajith quit the game a few months ago. Hey, welcome to the stream, buddy. It's a lot funner now. They buffed a whole lot of stuff, and the game's awesome again. There's a lot of old weapons and robots that are so much better now. Darlene, you're welcome, buddy. But like on this stream, though, we just do, this is just recorded gameplay. I want to be able to focus on talking to you guys and answering questions on the Q&A stream, so I do need to record some new gameplay because I've been playing this I've been playing this same video for probably like 2 months, so maybe later today when I get a chance, I'll start recording some games. Yeah, somebody did buy Pixonic. Malar, you used to own Pixonic. Now a company called Upwake owns them, so some things are better, some things are worse, but a lot of stuff has changed. Sun Paul says Raw Jin. Dark Knight says Grum and Squall on Luchador. I haven't actually played those old shotguns in a while, but man, they were brutal back in the day. Those things did very well. Yeah, there are some hackers. I believe Pixonic has been working very hard on trying to fix some of the things that allow people to hack. There's not as many hackers as there was before, I think, but there are some still. And as far as matchmaking, I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. You just never know what you're going to go up against. Roby, did your kids get beat up on the sleds? Oh, man. Yeah, it does cost a lot to upgrade weapons. It takes a lot of grinding and a lot of patience. Pretty much any one of these mobile games. I mean, it's a free-to-play game, but you got to grind your butt off to get the resources and spend them very wisely. So there is a lot of time consumed getting good weapons. But it's nice that a lot of the older stuff that's easy to get is now good. That way everybody can get good stuff. Another thing they started doing is a lot of these weapons and robots, they're selling them for like a Mark II robot or weapon for like $2 or $3. Like the daily deals have been insanely good lately. So, I mean, even if you've got like $20 to spend in the month or $30 to spend in the month, you can get some really high-end Mark II stuff for next to nothing. I mean, you put a little bit more silver into that and it's upgradable. So we only got a couple more minutes left on the stream, everybody. Let's look at today's daily deals really quick. So I still got the game open from when I was opening boxes, but let's see what they got in there today. Robot and weapon wise. But these Mark II deals have been phenomenal lately. They don't have them every single day, but most days they've got really good deals going on. So today we've got, for $3.50, you can get a Mercury with Glory and Halos. That's a little disappointing. That's not great, but like yesterday they had Cryptic Fenrir in there for $3.50, which was amazing. Titan weapons, decent Titan weapons for $4.50 each. I mean, that's not so bad, I guess. I mean, gold deals have been a lot cheaper. There's 35,000 gold for $8. I saw some pilot sales over here. So, I mean, anybody that's got a little bit of money to spend can now get some pretty nice stuff. Yeah, look, Trixie Hope, that's one of the best pilots in the game. $2.50 plus 2,000 gold. I mean, heck, you can't complain about that. Yeah, JR, you know what? You're right. It's worth it. That $2.50 is worth it just to get the glory and the halos. I'm only saying it's disappointing because normally they have several robots in there, not just one like that, but for somebody who can't spend much, they've really improved things. If you can't spend anything at all, then it's still kind of a pain, but anybody who can spend 20, 30 bucks a month now in a couple months could have a heck of a hangar built up, though. Yeah, I mean, some of the deals are just crazy good. Yeah, I mean, for $3.50, you get a Mercury, which is not a great robot. A Glory and 2 Halos, which are pretty darn good. All at Mark II. I mean, heck, that is a good deal. Let me log on to my account and see if the deals are different. I know sometimes people get different deals on different days. That's the Battle Wreck account right there. That's the one Pixonic owns. But it's cool they let me play accounts like that, you know what I mean? I try to play on my account though most of the time because I'd rather earn the resources on my account when I can. But sometimes I can't really... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Hold on a second. Sometimes there's things I just don't have or can't make videos about, and then I pop on their account, which is super cool. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. I switched accounts, and on mine we've got what? Oh crap, I hit the wrong button. Crap sandwiches, wrong button. Yeah, I just want to see if it's going to be different stuff. Alright, so that's all the same so far. Let's see what we got. So I don't know if they've changed it to where now everybody has the same stuff every day. Oh yeah, look, see, I got Behemoth for $12. That comes with 4 Smutas. The Smutas kind of, I don't think they're very good now, but for $8 I got the Erebus with the weapon. So yeah, my account has different stuff. Alright, so Dark says, I don't like Eddie Knoll. Personally, it doesn't really seem to make those weapons unload that much, does it? Like, it's kind of a help, I guess, but not much of a help, so I'm not a huge fan of the Eddie Knoll myself. It does a little bit, but it doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Alright, where's my Thor? I think I got some components for it, so I'm going to try and upgrade this a little bit. I haven't really done much with the Thor mothership. I haven't really played it much lately, but I think when I opened the boxes, so Pixonic did send coins to my account and the Battle Wreck, so I guess the only good thing about that opening was I can now probably max my mothership or close to it. Yeah, I haven't really got to play with this much. Kron says, matchmaking's like a box of chocolates. Dark's making another scatter. Cool, cool. Scatter's definitely come in handy. They're very nice. But everybody, I think we're about to end the stream here. So I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out. You guys are all amazing. I really appreciate each and every one of you a lot. It's always fun doing these Q&A things and getting to hang out with you guys. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you a lot. I'll be back on Thursday with a time drop stream. So if anybody's around and wants the time drop, we can do it on Thursday and try and kill some red dudes or beat each other up or whatever happens, you know. Always a good time. And then every Saturday I usually have a live stream as well. So hope to see you guys there. Trying to figure out what to do for tomorrow's video. I'm trying to think of some fun ideas for tomorrow, but I was thinking of doing an all cudgel mace and hammer hanger, because I'm still really enjoying those weapons a lot. Hammer, mace, and cudgel are still very good, so I might do that. I'm not really sure. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for being here. You're all amazing. I got to get going. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later, all right? See you guys.